Hello, and welcome to Self Care Sunday. We are going to get your self care cards to find out what we can do today and in the coming week to support our self care needs and goals. We are going to start off like we usually do with a card from the Prism Oracle to get our theme of the day. So let's find out what our theme for Self Care Sunday is today. What day is it today? April 26th. We have confidence, so we need to be more confident, or we're learning how to step into a more confident mindset. That's good. That's actually a really pertinent card for me today personally. So be confident. What are we going to do to support fostering a sense of self-confidence? We're going to get 3 cards from the Sacred Self-Care Oracle deck to find out what we can do to boost our self-confidence. There's 2 actually. We just need 1 more. Just 1 more card. There we go. This card's gonna go together. What's the 3rd one? Well, first off, we got rest. This has been a message we keep getting frequently, is that we need to take some time out to rest. We're also going to create some art, and we are going to use our hands. So these 2, you could combine them. She's making pottery, and pottery is a type of art. I also like to think of it as like kneading bread dough specifically. I've never really made bread, but I've been thinking about doing that recently. So maybe I need to bake some bread. Because I don't know, for some reason, actually baking makes me feel pretty confident. So that doesn't hurt. Let's get a card from the Self-Care Wisdom cards and find out what this deck has to tell us about our self-confidence. I think we had this one last time. Shine. Do not dim your light. The world needs your unique talents and gifts. So shine brightly. Your unique talents and gifts could be very intrinsically related to creating art of some sort, whether it is collage, painting, pottery, like the Use Your Hands lady, writing poetry, writing stories, writing music. And then we also have intention. What if the only resolution you made was to love yourself more? And by loving yourself more, you will boost your self-confidence. Kind of torn between which deck to use next. Maybe we'll get 1 card from each of them. We have the Plant Magic deck. So let me just quickly shuffle these. All kinds of extra little inserts here. These cards are so smooth and they shuffle so nicely. I think I mentioned that the last time I used this deck, but it's true, and I'll probably bring it up every time I use this deck, even though I don't use this one super often. Do 1 more shuffle. That was kind of a half-assed shuffle, but it's fine. All right, what do we need to know from the Plant Wisdom cards about our self-confidence? We have Magnolia, which is dignity. So having dignity within yourself, and understanding that, we also have composure. So those are kind of, similar concepts there. Maintaining composure and a sense of dignity, even in the face of pressure or stress. Because, you have the tools you need to be able to handle stress, with a sense of calm, and a sense of purpose, and to just not lose your cool and like blow your stack. And then the next deck we're going to use, final deck, is the Spirit Song Tarot. This is technically a counterfeit copy of this deck. You can tell because it comes in this little tuck-in box, and it's got a little QR code here that you can scan to access the guidebooks. And when you do scan that, it brings you to a whole thing of like a bunch of different decks. I would not normally use a counterfeit deck, but this was given to me as a gift, so I do like to use it from time to time. And I find that this deck is overall like has a very positive, upbeat tone to it, so it's a good deck to use when we're talking about self-confidence and what we need to know. and remember about being confident in ourselves. Let's do one more shuffle. I don't know why I always like to shuffle 3 times. All right, Spirit Song Tarot. All right, we've got one right. This is Queen of Acorns. There's a little deer there. It's about passion and creativity. So again, creating art. Anything else that we need to know from this deck today to round out our self-care Sunday? That is like 14 cards there. We have Ace of Shells about happiness and abundance. And so, doing things that make you happy will ultimately make you feel more abundant in your sense of self confidence. We have Page of Crystals, which is about ideas and discipline. So maybe there are some ideas that you have, but you need to be more disciplined about taking action on them. We've got Knight of Feathers, which is action focus, focusing on our ideas, following through. Temperance, balance, and harmony. We got Nine of Crystals, which is another security and abundance card. So really feeling secure and abundant about who we are, our ideas, our creative endeavors, and then, taking action and being dedicated with the follow through. And then finally, the Moon, which is about imagination and perception. So don't be afraid to use your imagination in your creative pursuits, and don't let the perception of other people negatively impact your sense of self confidence. So, that is Self Care Sunday, and I hope that anything that you learned here today is helpful to you. You can do some of these things if you feel called to, but you don't have to. They're just suggestions. So, yeah, we also have love on the bottom here. Trust. So, trust that you know what is best for you.